Hello, sixth graders. Today we're taking a look at Lesson 7, Ordering Integers and Other Rational Numbers. We're on page 61 of your book. And we're going to begin with exercise 1, and it says graph the number 7 and its opposite on the number line. Then graph the number 5 and its opposite on the number line. So let's go ahead and do that first. The number 7 and its opposite then. This one was 7 units from 0, so we need to go the opposite direction, 7 units from 0. And then we're going to go ahead and graph 5 and its opposite, which is negative 5. And it says, where does 7 lie in relation to 5 on the number line? Well, 7 is 2 units. Which direction? Yeah, right of 5. And then look, where does the opposite of 7 lie on the number line in relation to the opposite of 5? Well, we're looking now at negative 7 and negative 5. So negative 7 is 2 units to the left of negative 5. And D says, I am thinking of 2 numbers. The first number lies to the right of the second number on a number line. What can you say about their locations of the opposites? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick a number right here. First number is to the right of the other one. So I'm going to pretend that I picked that. 7 is to the right of my second number. So here's my first. Here would be my second. What do I know about the opposites? What do you notice about negative 7 compared to negative 5, which is what we just did? Yeah, instead of my first number being to the right, the second number is to the left. Now let's look at example 1. Example 1 says, the record low temperatures for a town in Maine for January are negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit and February is negative 19 degrees Fahrenheit. We need to order these numbers from least to greatest. So, and then we have to explain how you got there. Just take mine. So if we look at this on a number line, here would be our 0. Here would be negative 20. Where is negative 19? Well, negative 19 is to the right of negative 20. So which one is larger? We need it from the least to the greatest. Well, the greatest number is that negative 19 because it's closer to 0. So ordering them, we would say negative 20, then negative 19, because negative 19 is closer to 0. And that is our explanation. Exercise 2 through 4. For each problem, order the rational numbers from least to greatest by first reading the problem. That's important, guys. Then drawing a number line. And finally explaining your answer. So I see that I have 3 things I need to do. John's time for running the mile in gym class is 9.2 minutes. Jackie's time is 9.18 minutes. Who ran the mile in the less time? So, first of all, I need to ask myself, if I am running a race, do we want a larger time or a smaller time? We want a smaller time, right? Because a larger time would take us longer to get there. So we want to actually know, in order to say who's the fastest, we need to know who came in first, right? Okay, so we have to draw a number line. So here's my 0, and I'm going to go right here to a 9, and then I'm going to put a 10 here. So really, my 9 and 10, I'm going to go to 10th space. So this would be 9.1, then we would have 9.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, I'm one off. So this one is going to be my 10, okay? By doing that, I can see that if I put 9.2, which is right here, if this is John, and then I go and plot Jackie on here, which is only 9.18, she is right next to him, but a tad bit faster, right? So who ran the mile in less time? Jackie. Why? Because her score is closer to 0. Number 3, Miss Rodriguez is a teacher at Westbury Middle School. She gives bonus points on tests for outstanding written answers and deducts points for answers that are not correctly written. She uses rational numbers to represent the points. She wrote the following on students' papers. Student A, -2 points. Student B, -2.5. Did student A or student B perform worse on the test? All right, so what do we need to do? Does it tell us we have to draw a line? Nope, it sure doesn't. Do you want to draw a line? We could quickly. If here is 0, and here is 2, and here would be 2.5, is that going to help us? No, good job. No, it's not. Because what do we notice about this? Yeah, these are supposed to be negative points, and these are positive. So really, we're to the left of 0, right? Here's 1, here's 2, there would be 3, and they're negative. So -2 is right here, and -2.5 is right here. But here is the positive side of our graph. So which one is closer to being positive? -2. So student A did better. B did worse. And it asked for which one performed worse. Number 4, a carp is swimming approximately 8.25 feet beneath the water surface. A sunfish is swimming approximately 3.5 feet beneath the water surface. Which fish is swimming further beneath the water surface? Well, let's pretend here's our water. We have a vertical number line because here would be our 0. Where would these two fish be located? Well, 3.5 feet we can say is about there, and 8.25 feet is farther down, right? So which one is further beneath the surface? Now, we don't write 8.25 feet. We say a carp or the carp. Okay, we have to make sure that they asked what fish, and I have to say which fish it was. All right, Henry, Janan, and Clark are playing a card game. The object of the game is to finish with the most points. The scores at the end of the game are Henry, -7, Janan, 0, and Clark, -5. Who won the game? Who came in first place, or who came in last place? Use a number line model and explain how you arrived at it. So we have more than one thing to to answer. Who won, who came in last, and then explain after I use a number line. So let's go ahead and start with our number line. And let's put our 0 here. Is there anyone to the right of the 0? No. So we have 0, which is Janin. We have -5, which is Clark. And we have -7, which is Henry. So who won the game? Well, the goal was to finish with the most points, so who would have won? Yeah, Janin won. Who came in last? Yep, Henry got last place. And how did we come to our answer? Henry and Clark both ended with negative scores. So Janin won with 0. Henry was farther left. So he came in last. Now, exercise 5 says, for each number, order the rational numbers from least to greatest to find let me reread that. For each problem, order the rational numbers from least to greatest by first reading the problem, then drawing a number line, and finally explaining your answer. So we're doing the same thing, but we've got different scores this time. Okay, so again, let's go ahead. Henry, Janin, and Clark are playing another round of the card game. Their scores this time are as follows. And who won and who came in last place. So let's go ahead. And we're going to start again with 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are all negatives. All right. And Clark was at -1. Janin was at -2. And Henry, -4. That poor Henry, right? So who won? Clark won because he was closest to 0. And Henry lost because he was farthest from 0. And we know that that's in the negative versus positive category, okay? And we're done. Head back to the classroom.